Welcome to Vintage Variety. Today we are in Monroe, Georgia, and we're going to visit an antique store called Rust and Dust. Come along with me. Let's check this place out and see if they have anything good. So here we are at Rust and Dust Antiques. Let's go inside and have a look around. So right in the front door, I noticed this. This looks like, maybe it's uranium glass. It does look like it would glow, or it just may be Vaseline glass. It is quite pricey though. So I'm seeing a lot of different items here. These two decanters for bourbon and scotch are hilarious. An old Sanka can and some maps. Love the blue glassware. This is really pretty. Hats. I always get distracted by these old hats. I love them. I think they're wonderful. I wish they had never gone out of style. I especially love the yellow hat. Isn't that pretty? So this is what we call a shift robe. I've heard people call these wardrobes. And it seems like this place has quite a bit of vintage and antique furniture. So that's mostly what I'm seeing, that and a lot of knickknacks. This would probably be a good place to shop if you're in the market for some furniture. So we're just going to have a quick look around. I'm hoping that I'll run across some vintage jewelry or maybe even some vintage items that would go great in the room I'm redoing. Let's head back to the back. I see they have some Elvis records. Look at this. This is pretty neat. I don't think this is all that vintage. Like the chair. So wow, they really do have a lot of furniture in this place. I also spotted some really old vintage magazines, and I think I'm going to purchase one of those because it is a fashion magazine, and I will probably pick that up and show it to you guys at the end of this content. I think you'll get a kick out of it. Look at that bed. Wow, get a load of that. Huge. Some more furniture. These are nice, but they are also kind of overpriced in my opinion. But what do I know? I mean, I don't know that much about things like these old brass sconces. Some knickknacks in a small glass case. More furniture. This looks like an old display cabinet. Salt and pepper shakers. Baskets. Well, they really do have a lot of stuff in this store, I'll give them that, but I'm really not seeing any vintage or antique jewelry. I like this chair. More glassware. This booth's on sale. Don't really see anything I need. Lots and lots of items. So I guess Rust and Dust is probably a suitable name for this place. I will say that this building has a very moldy or musty smell in it. I'm not sure what the cause of it is, or maybe it's because it's just an old building. This looks Art Deco. This is neat. I really like this piece of furniture. Just so much to see as far as furniture and glassware and things like that goes. Here they have some bean pots. My friend was looking for these, and some very old handkerchiefs. Get a load of these. A whole collection. So I'm going to speed up a little bit, guys, because this is endless. I mean, this is a huge building. They have different eras of furniture, just about anything you could think of. So again, great place to shop if that's what you're in the market for. Some of the prices I feel like are very reasonable. But I'm going to head towards the front and see if I spot anything else that's interesting. And maybe we'll find some jewelry, maybe we won't. We'll have to look and see. Okay, so I spotted this. This is a display case, and all of these are cufflinks and tie tacks. So not really what I'm looking for. I would love to buy the juicer. I've always wanted one of these, but this thing, they want quite a bit for it. Look at all of this. Wow. Pewterware, and they have a ton. If that's something that you're into collecting, this place probably has it. Look at this. The prices aren't too bad on it either. Okay, so we're up at the front. They do have some bags. I see some Dooney and Burke, some silverware. So they have some designer bags. Most of them are quite nice. And some jewelry. This isn't too bad. This is bovine. I have something like this. And then all of this is not anything that I would be interested in purchasing. This all is just kind of your run-of-the-mill stuff. So I believe we've seen just about everything there is here to see. I did manage to purchase one item, and I'm going to show you guys what that is at the end of the content, and I think you'll really enjoy it. I didn't find any jewelry, but I don't feel like it was a complete waste of time because I found this very old, almost but not quite antique ladies magazine. I know a lot of people collect ephemera. I do not, but I could not resist purchasing this. This is in almost mint condition. There's a little bit of wear here on the side. This is the Pictorial Review magazine, and this magazine is from March of 1932, and it originally cost 10 cents or 15 cents if you lived in Canada. So I thought I would pick this up because it does have some ladies' fashions from back in the day in it, and I thought we would look at this together. I mainly want to see the fashions, but I'll show you some of the other items that's in this magazine. The first page, we have an article about housekeeping, and it's titled, "Some Women Are Funny That Way." Here we have another article giving you ideas of what to do with leftovers. So this magazine has recipes in it, housekeeping articles. It does have ads in it for different beauty products, and it has some really neat short stories in it. This is definitely a magazine that I'm really going to enjoy reading and looking through. And I imagine that back in the day that it was really popular with a lot of women. There's another short story on this page, and you can see the illustration how the ladies are dressed. This would have been the fashion back during the day, and I absolutely love it. I mentioned earlier how I hate that women no longer wear these hats, at least not in the United States. There is an ad here for Campbell's Soup. This is an advertisement for floor plans for a house, and believe it or not, to build a nice-sized bungalow, it would have cost you about $6,000 in 1932. This one has to be one of my favorites. This is an advertisement for Bayer aspirin titled "The Sick Headache." You know, in a lot of the old movies where they say, "Oh, I have a sick headache," I guess that's their way in that time of describing a migraine. And this is an article, and the title of it is "Gingerbread Made Me Socially." That just really tickles me. Look at this. How neat is this? Dolly Dingle, a page for the kitties. It's got this cute little paper doll, and it has all of these different outfits, even a Robin Hood outfit. I remember paper dolls. I remember having them. They did not last very long, and it could have been just because I was a little bit too rough with them, but they were a lot of fun. Some little girl would have really loved this. Now we're to the fashion section of this magazine, and these were the styles for the spring of 1932. And I really love these styles. I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't mind seeing this kind of fashion coming back into style. I feel like the cut of these outfits, they're just really classic, and they make these ladies look very tall and slim. All of these would have been the fashions that would have been worn during the day. And then on the next page, when we turn it over, it says that in contrast to the slim cut fashions for daytime are the softer afternoon frocks. So I'm assuming that this would have been clothing that they would have worn in the evening or maybe even at night when they were going to a dinner or even out to a party. On the last pages, we have clothing, and I believe this is for younger girls, such as teenagers and little girls. You can see this one picture. These little girls are dressed up, and they kind of remind me of Shirley Temple. And here on the opposite page, it has descriptions of all of the outfits, the different sizes that they fit, and the amount of fabric that's required. So I'm assuming that these were pictures of patterns that people could order. I really enjoyed looking at this, and it got me to thinking about some hats, and I wanted to get those out and let us compare them to maybe some of the hats that we saw in here, and I would really love to know what you guys think. Now, I got this hat box full of hats. These are old vintage hats at a estate sale, and I got them for a really good price. I love old hats, obviously, and this one still has the tag on it. It was 30% off. I believe it was originally like $19.99, and that kind of looks like maybe they paid $1.20 for it. And it came from Belk. Now, Belk is a really popular store with ladies in the South. It's a store that I myself enjoy shopping at. And so I really have no idea how old this is. If I had to guess, I would say probably somewhere in the 1950s, maybe even the 1960s. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. How old do you think this hat is? Imagine someone would have worn this with a green or even a black suit because it does have this black fabric on it. And I bought these originally because I had a really good idea, and it is something that I'm planning to try. And I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Now here's another one, and this one is kind of a flat pancake hat. Look at the big bow on the top of it. And then it has all of this gauzy fabric, I guess, that you could have pulled down maybe to accent your face. So I really like this one. I like the style of it. And then there's this one, and I'm not sure if I got this one in the same box or not, but this looks very 1930s to me. Now, I'm not saying that it is 1930s because it's an awfully good shape. Look at the flowers on the front of it. I think that either, someone really took good care of it and kept it stored away so that it didn't get dirty, or it's probably a later version that's kind of copying some of the hats that were worn in maybe the 1920s or the 1930s. And then the last hat here is another little black pillbox hat. And this one is totally covered in this gauzy fabric. Don't see any markings in it. This is just like a maker's mark. No, this is the size. So that was the size of the hat. But I think this is really neat. And the reason I got these, and they did come with this pretty neat looking hat box, is because I thought it would be a really cute idea to make a collage of them on the wall. Just put some push pins and hang them up in a collage as a decoration. And I may do that on the room that I am hopefully going to get done eventually. And if I do, I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'll do a before and after video of that room. So let me know what you thought about this magazine and my trip today. And let me know how old you think some of these hats are in the comments. As always, I really appreciate you guys coming along with me to go antiquing and for watching my content. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on more content about collecting vintage and antique items. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.